Hey guys, and welcome back to the Geek Box. Today I'm just doing a quick video just to go over the Assassin's Creed showcase from yesterday. Obviously you guys know I'm a huge Assassin's Creed fan. People that follow the channel for a long time know that I have a probably what we can call a borderline minor obsession with the series. But yeah, they revealed a lot in this showcase. They hyped it up and said it was going to be a lot of information, but they were not selling it short. It was a lot of information. So they started off basically with Valhalla, the last chapter DLC, which is going to be 3 years coming out. It's going to be wrapping up a whole host of storylines and things that happened in the original game. I'm really glad with that because there was a lot of stuff, to be fair, in the original story that it just kind of bugged me. They didn't cap any of it off. It was just like, oh well, this is what's happened to this character and this character. And it's like, well, what's the end of their story? I'll forget about it. They didn't cover it in the Siege of Paris or anything like that either for a lot of them. So this one they did say is going to bring back a lot of the original characters you've not seen for a good while and wrap up the storyline as a whole. So maybe now we can finally get the end story. How did Eivor end up travelling so far and going to so many places and to be buried in, is it like North America or whatnot, as they show with the grave? So it's cool, and the fact it is the last chapter, we know it is going to be the summary that wraps up the whole game. Then that takes us on to Codename Jade, which is going to be the first mobile open Assassin's Creed game set in China. And as you can see on the screen here, they released a trailer for it as well. There's not a lot we can say this, apart from apparently it's going to have the majority of the things available in it that you get in a normal Assassin's Creed game. So it's pretty cool to see how that works out. I'm looking forward to having a good play on that and seeing what the game actually allows you to do. I mean, besides those of us Assassin's Creed fans, to have a little version we can just have on our phones, pop in our pocket, and when we get 5 minutes spare or whatnot, we can have a quick jam on that. Then they also announced, well, they showed a short video for Codename Hexay. This is going to be a different style of Assassin's Creed game. That's what they've told us so far. Obviously from the trailer, the symbol, we can guess it's something to do with witches or witchcraft or paganism. I'm going to guess it's probably set around the Salem witch trials time. It would make sense to obviously tack into such a prolific historical event such as that if they were going to go to the witch thing. As for it being a different type of game, I'm at the moment feeling like I'm putting my money down towards more, for those that played them, the Telltale sort of games where you had some control over what you did and most of it was based around decision making, etc. And then a lot of the rest of it played out as like a sort of storyline, cutscene based adventure. But I'm intrigued to see as more comes out what kind of game that's going to be, and how interactive that game's going to be as well. They also announced the Netflix partnership now. We already knew a good deal about the fact that they were working with Netflix. We know there's an animated series coming, they mentioned a good while ago. But they did unveil the news there is going to be a live action series coming, and there's also going to be a game coming. And also Netflix has been growing quite a lot with adding interactive games onto their service. So the Assassin's Creed game on Netflix, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. This is all tied in with the Infinity system. It's Project Infinity. We've obviously heard little bits about it, but it's not really been clear what Infinity is going to be. It turns out it's a hub, which is kind of cool. So it's turning the emphasis back to that the character is you. And we've seen little hints of this they put in the other games where they showed, like in Black Flag, where they had the multiple options, like as it's a console you could get in your house, the Abstergo console. But it seems like it's going to be a main hub, probably like on PCs and that as well. Imagine something like the sort of Epic Games store set up and that, or the Bethesda launcher when that was still around. It's a place where all your Assassin's Creed stuff can be put in one place. You can get access to it all in one swoop rather than just being an extension of either your base unit or Ubisoft Plus. So, I mean, I think they've got enough content now that having a central hub to control it would be important enough with that. You also touched on around this, just the fact that they are looking at options for multiplayer games in the future. Obviously we know Unity had multiplayer and it didn't quite work out, but they are looking into options to bring back an online multiplayer element for future Assassin's Creed players. Then they led on with the main hit before the main actual event, which was the announcement of Codename Red being confirmed as Assassin's Creed in Japan. And they acknowledged quite heavily, obviously the fans have been screaming for this for a long time, to the point where I'm surprised they announced it this early, to be honest, because Mirage is going to be coming out next year. That's the new game. So we're probably looking at another 3 to 5 years before another Assassin's Creed game lands. So to tell us this early and that they're already getting into the process of working on it it's cool. Hopefully that just means there's going to be a lot of time spent making this one just right. And I think Japan, they are going to have to nail it down completely, because there's just going to be such an expectation around it that if they don't meet it, people are going to be pissed. And that of course went on to the main event of the entire show, which was the announcement of the next main installment of the series, Assassin's Creed Mirage. And I'm not going to lie, the trailer for this, as I'll put up in the video, it got me. It looks like Assassin's Creed. Old school, beautiful Assassin's Creed. Now, I loved all the games, even the newer ones, the new style. I still love them. I prefer the old style, but I get why you have to change things times. But they said they've been listening to the fans, and it looks like it. Now, you're going to be playing as Basin, who obviously we met in the last game of Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and it's going to be taking his story from starting off as a young street thief in Baghdad and telling his story of how he became integrated with the Hidden Ones. And the main things that stood out to me in the trailer, as a mark and a fan series and a fanboy, is they mention the 3 tenets of the order, which obviously becomes the Assassin's Order, which we learned at the start of the very first game, when obviously Al-Alim was quoting back to Altair, having that, seeing the traditional the robe look, the hidden blade is back to the traditional hidden blade, it shows a little snip of the sacrificing of the finger, and obviously that the hidden blade is triggered by a ring that's attached around the finger that then strings down to activate the blade. So having that extra detail in there was just awesome to me. The parkour, they kind of shown it looks like old school parkour. It's not over the top, it is that old school. They literally like recreated part of the original trailer in this trailer, which was really cool to see. And the other one, which I hadn't even thought of until they showed it, was after he killed a target, was him using the feather like an Assassin's Creed 1 to mark the neck, to take the blood sample as proof of the kill. That was such a beautiful touch. It just looks and feels like an Assassin's Creed game. Well, that's all for me now, so I just want to do a quick coverage and not drag out as a long boring video. But as always, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit that like button to support me. It's always appreciated. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest content and further news coming about these Assassin's Creed games that are on the way, as I will be covering everything I can as they go. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and as always, I love you all, and I'll see you all out there.